with Gord Green, and he's with the Saskatchewan Ford Mercury Club. And this is your show and shine here at A&W. It's a traditional thing that you've been doing over the last number of years. Tell us a little bit about it, Gord.
Well, first show of the season. We've been blessed with some beautiful weather.
This is the first show.
First show of the season, yeah. We have three, one coming up in July and also in August. July 12th and August 9th, is it? It's usually that first or second Sunday of the month, but so, two more to go.
And this is your car right beside us here, I recognize.
My Thunderbird, yeah. 56.
56
yeah.
Thunderbird, yeah. Very cool car. We've talked about this car a few times. So tell me a little bit about the show today. How is it better than you expect?
You know, we've been drawing now, and it's pretty well maxes out this lot, around 75 cars a show, which is just great. I guess if we had a larger turnout, we'd have to start using the road and this sort of thing.
Well, you are in a supermarket or shopping mall thing too. There's a limit as to what you can do here.
That's right, exactly.
Well, you guys have been partnering with A&W. Anybody else you're partnering with here?
Well, we have a number of major sponsors. Rolco Radio being one, Valley Auto Spa back here, of course A&W. We've got Russell Metals, and who else?
That's pretty.
Yeah, that's right. But we got a number of major sponsors, plus a lot of door prize sponsors as well that contribute to.
Tell us a little bit about your club if somebody wants to join the Saskatchewan Ford Mercury Club.
Well, the club is into its 22nd, 23rd year. We are a Ford Mercury Club, but our membership is open to all members or to all people, so long as you have an interest in Fords. You don't have to own one, but
you can be interested, but not necessarily own one.
Exactly, and
just about everybody's interested in Fords.
Yeah, that's right. And the club itself, basically, one of the important aspects of it is the camaraderie. You know, great membership. We got a great bunch of guys, and the club itself, a number of things, I guess, about it. The funds we raise above our expenses, we donate to JDRF. They're our charity of choice.
Juvenile.
That's right, yeah. And so we got a number of fundraisers going on. Right now, table at the back there, we got a 50-50 draw, and also another draw which will take place in August for a number of gift certificates, dinner gift certificates, and all those proceeds, again, go to JDRF. The club itself, you asked about earlier, we got some great expertise in the club. Nowadays, it's pretty hard to find a shop where you can get a lot of these cars fixed.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And so that's a great resource to a lot of members, is that aspect of the club. Sharing of information, where you can buy parts and find suppliers and things of this nature as well.
Well, very good. Thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7, and have a good show day.
Thank you very much.
We're here with Doug Hubick at the Saskatchewan Ford Mercury Club, and you've got a Ford here. It looks like a 60...
It's a 67 Galaxy XL.
Galaxy. I love the name Galaxy that Ford came up with. It sort of gives you all the things in the universe.
Yeah, it's a nice old car. It's a kind of a special car because it's an XL.
Yes.
It's kind of like the sports model of the Galaxy.
What has it got in it for a power plant?
It's a 390 big block.
So tell us a little bit about this car. Where did you get it from, Doug?
Actually, 1976 is when I bought it from my older brother when I was just a kid. And
you were the younger brother then, eh?
Yeah, I was the younger brother. And I bought it from him because I was still going to school, and I always liked it. And it was kind of one of my first cars that I spent a lot of money on. But I actually did have a lot of cars when I was a kid because my dad had an auto wrecking garage out of town here.
Oh, what was the garage called?
It was 80 miles north of Regina here, a small town called Quinton, Saskatchewan.
Oh yeah, Quinton, yeah. Well, I bet you saw a lot of nice cars go in there then, huh?
Yes, we had a lot of older cars, and we wrecked cars. We fixed them up and sold them and stuff like that.
So what's the history of this car? Where did it come from, besides your brother?
Well, he got it from Regina here because he lived in Regina. And when he says one day, he says to me, he says, Doug, would you like to buy my car? And I says, yeah, whenever you want to sell it, I'll buy it from you. So. And
you probably bought it for thousands of dollars.
Well, actually,
you don't have to tell us.
Yeah, actually, I can tell you, I bought it for $2,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
You did pretty well. Some people well, whatever. We don't usually talk about price, but sometimes it's just kind of interesting to hear the old numbers from way back when in the day, kind of thing.
Yes.
I wonder what this car sold for new. Do you have any idea?
No, I don't. I wouldn't know what it would have been.
So
sold
it's a
for.
67, did you say?
Yeah, it's a 67 Galaxy XL.
Let's have a look inside the interior here. Crack her open here a little bit. I see you got some hood pins on it, so you're trying to make sure nobody grabs your. Oh, it's got the old console and the bucket seats.
The bucket seats, console, and everything. It's all original.
Original too. Wow.
Yeah, it's all original. The only thing I put in
This is a Survivor then, huh?
yeah, the only thing I put in was the tack. Yeah.
Good. Was that a Suntac or what is that?
Yeah, it's a Suntac. Yeah.
I remember those. I'm looking at it there, and I love those.
Yeah.
So it's sorry.
The reason why I put the hood pins on because on the highway it would lift up.
Oh, would it really?
Yeah. Because the car goes pretty fast, and the hood would lift.
How fast does it go?
Oh, it'll do it over 120.
Really?
Miles an hour, yeah.
And you've never been there though.
Oh, yeah, I've taken it up to 120. Yeah, a few times.
A few times.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Uh-oh.
But my brother and I, when we bought it, he actually had the hood pins on it, eh?
Oh, did he?
And
Okay.
that's kind of the only reason why I put the hood pins on.
So the wheels, what have you got on there for wheels? You've got
These
some.
are the Keystone Classic wheels on it.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Used to be even in the Sears catalog you could get them.
Yes, they're like the Kragers, only the cap is different. They say the K on instead of the Krager.
Oh, that's right, Keystone and Krager. Yeah, you know it's funny. People sold a lot of cool things in the old Sears and Eaton's catalogs. You could buy a Honda 50 and all that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah.
And wheels for your car.
Yes, and they're over 40 years old.
So how many? Oh, really? So how many miles have you got on the car now?
It's got a little over 124,000 original miles.
Really? And has the power plant been rebuilt or anything?
Yeah, I did. My brother and I rebuilt the motor on it. Yeah, the tranny's been rebuilt, the rear end, but that's been like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. Well, it's a very nice car. Thanks for sharing it with some family memories with us
Yeah,
here.
thank you.
We're here with Pete McGady, and he's got a Ranchero. That's kind of a rare car. What year is this one?
This is 67.
67. When did they start building Rancheros? In the 50s?
Yeah, they did. They had them, I think, from 58 on.
58 on.
I believe.
And this is a 60.
This is 67.
So tell us a little bit about this car. I see it's got a California plate on it.
It was originally a California car. I got it out of Calgary, so there was no rust at all. It's very unique in the way it's a 390 with a 4-speed and air conditioning.
Air conditioning. Of course, California. That makes
Exactly,
sense.
and a black car, you need air.
You do. It's a beautiful car.
It's
And it's an XL too, I see.
yes. It's got all the creature comforts.
Let's crack the door here and have a look inside. So, okay, tell us a little bit about the interior.
The interior is all brand new. It had to be because when I was having it painted last year, there was a little dimple in the hood. They were trying to shrink, and the headliner caught fire. It dropped down and set fire to the seats and the carpet. So it's all brand new. So yeah,
Who paid for that?
the body shop's insurance company.
Oh, really? Well, we won't mention their name anyway. But actually, you know what? They did a great job.
Oh, they did a fantastic job. I'm very, very pleased with it. The way it turned out, it far exceeded our expectations.
That must have been some excitement in the shop, though, when the whole thing got on fire.
Well, they didn't tell me about it for a few days. I went by to see how it was coming along, and they said, did they call you about that? No. Okay, well, this is what happened. They felt terrible, but I mean, you can get all this. The interior came within like 3 or 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, you can get
So this is all kind of
it's all new old stock.
OEM, original equipment
Yeah.
manufacturer. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Look
So-
at that. I love the way the deck in the back here is done here. Your box, it's beautiful.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. Like I said, there was no rust, and they were able to just. I'm not going to knock out every dent out of something that's 50 years old, but they did a pretty good job. I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah, as you could spend hours doing that kind of thing, working on those panels. So where did the car come from in California?
I have no idea.
You just know it came from?
I know it, yeah, because a friend of mine, the person I bought it from in Calgary, he brought it up from California.
Oh, he brought it up from California.
Yeah.
So you had your eye on this car a little bit, huh?
Well, it was in his shop, and he wasn't going to do anything with it, and I just said, maybe you want to sell it to me? And he said, yeah. And a few weeks later, a car carrier showed up in front of my home and backed this off.
Oh, you didn't even know it was coming.
Well, I was hoping it would be coming eventually, but yeah, he was just...
So he dropped the car off and then sent you a bill later.
No. Well, pretty much, yeah, I guess that's the way it worked. But I just didn't expect to see this car carrier with 15 cars on it pull up in front of my home.
There it was.
Yeah.
So you unloaded it. So was it ready to drive right away?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the paint wasn't good, but paint looks funny in a can. But once you put it on something, it looks okay.
Well, you're having a lot of fun with it then,
I'm
huh?
having a great time with it. My wife loves to drive it. She says the more she drives it, the cuter she gets.
There you go. So how long have you had it for now?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, you're having a lot of fun here. You're part of the club now, are you?
Yes, yes. It's a great club. It's an active club, and they have, over 60 members, which is fantastic. You know, it's just a great club to belong to. They put a lot of work into it, and it shows when you get this many cars at their car show.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. With Alan Ermel, and he's got a 56
Ford Sunliner.
So some of the different models, the Sunliner was called a convertible, or was that the
Sunliner is the convertible. And then, of course, you had your normal sedans, and you had a 2-door sedan and a 4-door sedan. They also made a Crown Victoria.
Yes.
Which was a beautiful 2-door hardtop with a beautiful large chrome strap that went right over the top. Beautiful cars.
What was the Ford that had the clear glass and the...
That one, I believe, was called the Skyliner.
Skyliner.
Yes.
I was getting it mixed up here. Sunliner and Skyliner.
Sunliner and Skyliner.
Ford was pretty innovative there. So tell us a little bit about your car. Where'd you get it from?
Well, I got this car a number of years ago, and it was basically a wreck. It was just basically the body with no engine, no powertrain. And over the years I've just built it all up to what it is now.
Gee, that's a labor of love. Holy smokes.
I worked on it a long time, so.
Where did you find it?
I got the car body from a fellow out of Indian Head, Saskatchewan here.
So it was in a farmer's field kind of thing?
No, he was attempted to maybe restore it, but he was going a different direction, so it was for sale, so I ended up buying it.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So how long have you had the car?
I've had the car since, let me see, I've had the car for about 30-some years already.
Oh, so this is a long-term car.
Oh, yeah. We've had it on the road now for about 5 years or more now.
5 years.
So, yeah.
Beautiful color. Yeah. So the colors, were these the original colors, or did you...
That's the original color. Everything is to code. The paint itself, we didn't have the actual 56 Ford. It was referred to as diamond blue.
Okay.
We didn't have a chart to get that color match, but we at the auto body we got as close as we could, and this is the result, the color, and seems to be quite appealing. Lots of people sure comment to me.
I love that color. So you had to do the dash and the interior and all this stuff.
Absolutely everything I was out of this car.
So you had that sprayed at a body shop too?
I did a lot of work of my own, but not the painting. I took the painting to body shops for painting.
So what did you do on your own then? What did you do?
Well, I did body work. I did different things, and I repaired the seats and the springs part of the seats and all that. And that interior you can buy anywhere. parts are readily available for Ford or Chevy.
Really?
Oh yes, anything you want, you can buy it, of course. Yeah, it's just a matter of dollars.
So what has it got in for a power plant?
It's a 312, the biggest engine they have. It's totally rebuilt, and it's got an automatic, 3-speed automatic, so it's quite unique in that respect. It was built in Canada, this car.
Oh, it's a Canadian-made car.
It's a Canadian-made car in Ontario. It doesn't have power equipment, though, so I'm looking maybe to put some at least power steering on it. It helps a little.
Powered by Armstrong.
Yeah, although as you can see, they have the huge steering wheel,
Yes.
and that was to compensate for the fact of no power steering back in the day.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's right. So you could get that thing round.
that's pretty much it. One other thing I might point out to you that is of interest, I had an old car, well, it was a 59 Ford that my wife drove when we lived in Regina, and she drove it, and that Ford was purchased from Canadian Motors, which was the Ford dealership in Regina here.
That's right. That's
For
right.
a
I remember.
number of years.
Yes, I remember that.
And back in the day, the car dealers, they went all out identifying where it was sold from.
Yes.
Like substantial decals, not the.
It's very nice chrome, and it's
Yes.
done and sort of probably drilled in or something like that.
Well, it goes in with little pin points, and it goes into the metal. But I thought that was neat, so I had that re-chromed and put it on here.
Okay, so we're here with Dan Stinnen, and he's got a lot of cars. I know that this 64.5 Mustang is one of the sort of the stable of cars, and you do a lot of painting on your own. You got a little body shop and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, we do a little bit of everything. Like to do everything ground up. This is a newly acquired vehicle for me. Tom Wood in our club here actually did this one a few years ago, and he wanted to get rid of it. So
Well, people get, they want something fresh. and
exactly,
play with it.
yeah.
So why did you want a 64.5? Is this the first year model? Is it 64.5 it came out?
It is, yeah. 64, I believe, was the first year of the Mustang here. Why did I want it? I really wasn't looking for a car, but this one came up, and it was such a sweet car. Totally, just perfect. I just couldn't turn it down, so that's why I got it.
Yeah, and were you a Mustang guy before?
I like all cars,
Yeah, no, me too.
I don't have a preference, but it is a dandy of a car. It really is. I couldn't turn it down.
So what has it got in? Tell us a little bit about some of the powertrain stuff.
Well, again, Tommy would be the best on that, but this has got the 260 motor in it. I don't know a whole lot about the other stuff. Like I say, I just picked up the car.
So Tommy had this car for how long?
Well, I believe he restored it about 6-7 years ago. I'm not sure how long he had it prior to that.
Yeah.
But he just did a super job on it.
So last time I talked to you, we were in your garage and you were working on a 40 Ford?
40 Ford Coupe, that's correct.
What's happened with that car?
The Mustang has kind of happened with that, and I've got another project on the go, a 67 Ranchero that's will be done by the end of the year, and then this winter the 40 is going to get done.
I can remember we were where were we with that car? You had rolling chassis and
Yes.
paint, and you had your power plant in it.
Yeah, everything's there. Just got to do wiring and interior. So that's
cool.
Yeah.
And you did a Volkswagen bus with your son too.
Correct. Yeah, the '73 Volkswagen Westphalia, and it was out in Vancouver for a couple of years with him, and now it's back in town. And we actually had it at the police had a show last week, and we had all three of my cars out there. So three of them.
Cool. Well, you're a car enthusiast.
Yes,
That's
love
fantastic.
them. Love them. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Thanks very much.
So, Matthew, what have we got here?
It's a 1929 Model A Coupe.
Model A Coupe. Tell us a little bit about this car. Is this your production? Is this your work?
Actually, I got this built for my dad.
You got it built for your dad?
Yeah, you bet. I got it built out of Edmonton at Low West Hot Rods, and
Really?
yeah, I got it built for him. He had cancer and he always wanted a hot rod, and so I said, well, let's build this car. And
My God, you're the real son then.
yeah, you do anything for your dad, right?
No kidding. Wow. So how long ago did this start, this project?
I started it in October, and we had it completed for World of Wheels in February.
In Calgary?
In Calgary, yeah.
Oh, very nice. Are you from Regina here?
I am, yeah.
Is your dad in Regina? Or?
No, he passed away in April, just before.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, wow. But he got to see the car?
He got to see the car, yeah.
Did he get to put his foot into it?
He did not.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But he's with me all the way, so. So.
Oh man, cool. Sorry, but I didn't mean to pry too much. But I could just see, man, your dad. You built this car for your dad.
This is exactly what he wanted. This was all of his designed, and this is his dream car. So.
Did he ever say why a 20, why a hot rod or anything like that?
He always wanted one, and I would do anything to make sure that it happened. Like anything.
Cool, man. Oh my God. Hey, light it up for us. Let's make your old man proud. As long as you don't. Let's hear it. Very cool. I think we blew the speakers off the poor guy who's doing the filming here. No, that's fine. That's really good. So this is your car now, is it?
It is, yeah. Well, it's mine.
It's a family kind of thing?
Exactly. It's an extension of my dad. That's how I see it. So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He's a lucky guy, your dad, to have had you as a son there, man. Very cool. Well, thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Thanks.
Take care, buddy. The 61 Imperial. This is one of the coolest cars that Chrysler ever built. It was, I guess, their answer to the Cadillac. The part I like about it is that they've got the faux, tire thing at the back there sort of going on, and these special taillights that are really at the very end of the fenders there, sort of like a satellite image here. It's just, I remember as a kid seeing one of these cars and thinking it was just the best. And the kind of oblong steering wheel, it wasn't a round steering wheel, it was just I don't know what to describe it as. It's just, come on down, let's have a look at this steering wheel here. I couldn't find the owner, but I just couldn't resist it today. Just look at that steering wheel. And the space age kind of idea, back in the day there, all the auto manufacturers are trying to sort of emulate the idea that you would be flying in a jet plane. Harley Earl, all those type of people out of GM. I'm not sure who the Chrysler designer was on the Imperial here. Just the way you even have sort of a spaceship kind of Jetsons kind of look even on the chrome on the hood there. And these detached headlights in the front just gives the car an incredible, unique look, these Imperials. Yeah, Chrysler's flagship. Fantastic car. Hey, as part of Cruising on 7, we'd like to take in all kinds of forms of transportation. There was a bike rally in Indian Head. Have a look at this. It's kind of fun.
As some of you may know, my name is Teresa Wieger. I am 10 years old and live in Weyburn. I am just like every other girl my age. I like clothes, visiting with my friends, swimming, gymnastics, and dance. I also like to ride my Honda CRF 50cc dirt bike. Well, according to my dad. Last year I learned to ride it, and I look forward to getting better at it this summer. On the outside, I also look just like every other 10-year-old girl, but on the inside, I have cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis affects so many parts of the body, but for me, right now, it is mostly my lungs and my digestive system. Dancing and keeping active helps to keep my lungs strong and healthy. There are many other treatments and medicines that I do to fight infections that grow in my lungs and to keep my lungs clear as well. I also take enzymes with all of the food I eat to help me absorb the fat and nutrients from my food to make sure I am able to grow and gain weight, and my body has the energy to do the things I love to do. CF is the most common genetic disease affecting young Canadians. There currently is no cure, but there are a lot of people out there working very hard to change that. Doctors and researchers, volunteers and donors have all worked together to raise money and find new ways to keep people with CF healthy. In 1960, Harley-Davidson attempted to launch its one and only scooter platform. This didn't do well for Harley-Davidson, and at the same time, in 1960, things weren't going so good for CF children either. In 1960, when a child was born with CF, their parents were told they may not live to attend kindergarten. Now people with CF are growing up to attend university, have careers, and some even have families. Thankfully, Harley-Davidson hasn't tried launching any more scooters. And thankfully, there have been great advancements in CF research and care. I think I am pretty lucky to have CF in 2015 because there are so many people working so hard to find a cure, and every year there seems to be a new medicine available to treat cystic fibrosis to keep me healthier, longer. I wanted to thank all of my tough biker friends for coming out to help raise some money for CF. Sometimes with cystic fibrosis, not being able to catch your breath is one of the scariest things in the world. I have experienced this before, and it is not fun. Sometimes in life, there are also moments that take your breath away, in a good way. Today I experienced this. When my dad and I pulled out on Highway number 1 and saw the long stretch of motorcycles, it was amazing, and it did take my breath away. Thank you for that. Thank you to everyone that worked so hard to put this event on for the 31st year, and thank you to everyone for coming. Please keep your right hand cranked and both wheels on the ground and enjoy a safe ride back home. Thank you.